prazer tê-los aqui. Meu nome é Cláudio Juste, para quem não me conhece e não pudemos nos ver ainda. Eu sou o diretor-geral da Royal Enfield no Brasil. E é um grande prazer tê-los vocês aqui todos para ver o nosso lançamento da marca. Estamos bastante felizes com essa oportunidade que a gente tem agora de mostrar para vocês a nossa nova motocicleta. Para a gente que está no Brasil há 2 anos, uma grande oportunidade de vê-los novamente, de ter a oportunidade de compartilhar o nosso produto nos passeios que faremos. E eu quero dizer para vocês que a nossa ideia com a Himalayan é buscar novos clientes que hoje conhecem a nossa motocicleta clássica, que hoje entendem como é a nossa filosofia no Brasil e que com a Himalayan vão poder conhecer uma moto todo terreno, vão poder conhecer uma moto que realmente traga a oportunidade, a aspiração, a vontade das pessoas irem para onde quiserem. Portanto, estamos há 2 anos com uma única loja, como vocês veem, exatamente porque a Royal Enfield tem a filosofia, tem a postura de conhecer primeiro o mercado. A gente veio para entender como que os nossos clientes podem conhecer os produtos, reagir aos nossos produtos, e uma vez que reagirem positivamente, como agora, que a gente percebe o crescimento da marca e das vendas de forma consistente nesses 20 meses que trabalhamos, a gente se sente bastante confortável agora em dar um próximo passo da marca no país. Exatamente esse próximo passo que eu quero compartilhar com vocês agora. Então convido Arun Gopal para vir aqui ao palco e poder dividir um pouco mais de detalhes desse nosso produto, poder dividir um pouco mais de detalhes com vocês em relação a como a Himalaia é uma moto que vai trazer para vocês uma experiência totalmente nova. Arun, por favor.
Obrigado, Cláudio. Boa tarde, pessoal. We just have a technical issue. We just start off right now. Absolutely delighted to be amongst all of you once again. Thank you so much for coming. It's a very big day for all of us at Royal Enfield, and we are absolutely delighted here to bring to you a product which is so close to our heart, the Himalayan. We also here to take this opportunity to have Royal Enfield get into a totally new segment for Royal Enfield, the adventure touring segment, for which we've been waiting here for quite some time. We are hopeful that this will start a new chapter for Royal Enfield in Brazil by introducing us into this category that's been gaining so much of popularity in Brazil, and we are hopeful that we'll be able to get a new share for us in this market going forward. We'll just try to get the translation up for a minute. Do you want to translate, Claudio? Yeah, go ahead.
Boa tarde, eu vou aqui fazer as vezes, apesar que agora apareceu lá, se quiser falar.
Ok.
Eu não posso tirar as vezes do Arun, meu chefe, né? Então...
Where are we? Okay, there's also something really exciting that we'd like to share with you today. That's about Royal Enfield's expansion plans in Brazil. Is it okay? Great. Now, before we go there, I'd like to spend a little bit of time to tell you about where Royal Enfield stands today worldwide as a brand and as a business. While we've been around since 1901, but it's been the last decade or so which has been the most monumental part of Royal Enfield's journey so far, where today we are the only motorcycle brand in the world that has survived for over a century and still captivates the attention of motorcycle lovers across the globe till this date. A testimony to that is the love is the growth that we've seen in the past decade, year after year. Since 2010, till the year gone by, Royal Enfield has grown 16 times, from 50,000 motorcycles in 2010 to over 820,000 motorcycles at the end of last financial year. And not to forget, Royal Enfield is amongst the most profitable automotive companies in the world today. All of this on the back of a beautiful story, authentic products that beautifully blends the past and the present, making Royal Enfield motorcycles true modern classic machines. Today, we have expanded our strength and our capabilities to match up with this ever-growing demand for Royal Enfield motorcycles globally. These motorcycles are a result of extremely driven and experienced team collaborating between two technical centers based out of the UK and India, and 3 state-of-the-art manufacturing facilities in India that are capable of producing over 900,000 motorcycles every year to match this global demand. That story, which started 118 years ago in Redditch, UK, and reached its new home, India, in 1957, has now captivated customers across 50 countries across the world. We are selling these beautiful motorcycles through over 540 dealerships in 50 countries. And that does not include India, where we have 900 dealerships in India itself as we speak. And India has been obviously contributing significantly to this growth. However, we at Royal Enfield strongly believe that the next growth for Royal Enfield will come from international markets, and Latin America and Southeast Asia being 2 very important regions for us. While heritage markets like North America, UK, Europe will continue to be an important part of our footprint, our focus are going to be on Southeast Asia and Latin America. Latin America, Brazil has today become a priority #1 market for us today, being the largest economy in the region, which means a substantial part of our energies, investments and time will go into growing Brazil and expanding the underserved mid-size segment here in Brazil. The country, with our innovative products, has seen a very good demand for the aspirational and is seen as an upgrade product from what they have today. Other markets like Colombia and Argentina will also continue to be focused for us in Latin America, but Brazil is going to be where we are single-mindedly focused to expand our footprint. Ladies and gentlemen, today I can say with confidence that we are now absolutely ready to spread our footprint and grow much beyond the city of São Paulo. To cater to the overwhelming response that we've got from customers and motorcycle enthusiasts from across the country, we plan to introduce close to 10 dealerships in Brazil by the end of 2019 in important cities like Belo Horizonte, Rio de Janeiro, Brasilia, Curitiba, Campinas, amongst a few of these cities, apart from, of course, increasing our dealership in this beautiful city of São Paulo. It's an ambitious task that we've taken. There's going to be a lot of work to be put in, but we are absolutely confident that we'll be able to offer Royal Enfield experience to customers across the entire country now. Which brings me, why do you think we're doing this now? I think it's a perfect time. With the Himalayan and many more exciting products coming our way, this network will help us offer a truly capable brand experience to customers with dealerships, strong after-sales service in their regions, and most importantly, an opportunity for customers to really see, test ride, and the Royal Enfield motorcycles. Now let's talk about what we are here today, the Himalayan, right? Before we do that, let's take a look at a video which explains the philosophy of the Himalayan and the thought process that went behind it. Let's take a look at the video, please.
Journeys are not great or small, they just are. Explorers were not born heroes, they were just curious. The earth awaits you. Answer it. The sun will light your path. Follow it. The valleys will not stay quiet, and even time will not stand still. back.
We hope you like the video. Thank you. It's my personal favorite. So guys, you must be thinking why we bought Himalayan so late into Brazil. Right?
Yeah.
To be honest, apart from the homologation timeframe challenges we have in Brazil, we as a company wanted to be absolutely sure what the market needs. In the last 20 months, we realized that our kind of dual-purpose motorcycles are absolutely perfect and suitable for Brazilian roads and customers who are looking for motorcycles that are easy to ride in difficult traffic conditions during the weekdays, but also for long-distance trips during your weekends. At the same time, these motorcycles have to be simple to use, non-intimidating in nature. The Himalayan, ladies and gentlemen, is more than a sum of its parts. Not only does it deliver on its intent of being a purpose-built motorcycle for the Himalayas, it's also extremely versatile and designed to be your only motorcycle. The Himalayan is already present in other countries, and you would be really glad to know that the Himalayan has become the best seller in countries like North America, UK, and Europe in the last 1 year. The idea of the Royal Enfield Himalayan has been 60 years in the making. Our connect to the Himalayas goes back to 1955, when the first Royal Enfield motorcycles arrived in India from UK, and these motorcycles were ordered by the Indian Army. Since the mid-50s, Royal Enfield motorcycles have been ridden extensively by the Indian defense personnel across regions and borders, including the Himalayas, where it fared extremely well because of its simple design and its rugged and sturdy build. With the collective experience that Royal Enfield has over 60 years of riding into the Himalayas, we decided to make a motorcycle that's designed and developed specifically for the kind of terrain. The Himalayan is our tribute to riding into the Himalayas. We've been considering a dedicated Himalayan-style motorcycle for over a decade, but work started on the Himalayan around 7 years ago. The Royal Enfield Himalayan is a purpose-built motorcycle for adventure and exploration. It's non-extreme and very accessible. The Himalayan has a very typical Royal Enfield DNA, which makes it simple, purpose-built, evocative motorcycle, allowing for a pure connection between the motorcycle, the rider, and the terrain through which the rider goes through. In 2016, when we first introduced the Himalayan, it was a completely built-up, purpose-built motorcycle with a brand new engine with a long stroke characteristic, an absolutely new chassis, rugged looks, and upright seating, which allows the riders to take the motorcycle through challenging riding situations. With the Himalayan, we are paving the way for a purer form of adventure touring. A motorcycle which does not try to dominate or conquer its awe-inspiring environment, but to be in perfect harmony with it. For the tough terrains like the Himalayan or any other mountain, it's important that the motorcycle excels in essentials in a non-intimidating, non-aggressive way. At the same time, made to ride in real-world conditions that the terrain presents. With the Himalayan, we have created a go-anywhere motorcycle that can carry adequate load with good range and available torque, yet simple, accessible, and easy to own and maintain. A motorcycle that doesn't cater to evolved riders, but also to budding enthusiasts who wanted to ride out into difficult terrains that were typically unventured by them and haven't been able to do so because most adventure tourers today in the market are mostly inaccessible or very intimidating. Before I tell you more, let's take a look at a video which shares the journey of making the Himalayan. Let's have the video, please.
Himalayas is escape, it's beauty, it's hundreds and hundreds of square kilometers of barren land, of craggy mountains, of gorges, and that's what really makes the Himalayas what they are. Royal Enfield entered India in 1955 and was used by the Indian Army straight off in the Himalayan regions, and that was one of the core reasons for its success.
Ladakh in the Himalayas has been like a mecca for motorcyclists. It struck us that we hadn't made a special effort to make something for the land that we've so fondly been to over so many years again and again and again.
Over the last 60 years, we've learned what it takes to make a motorcycle which can traverse those terrains in a proper fashion. Finally, we decided that we could actually make a purpose-built Royal Enfield, which is for the Himalayas. What we wanted to do was to create a motorcycle that would just use the energy of the Himalayas and go with the flow of the Himalayas rather than trying to dominate them. And that was the entire starting point of our thinking for the Himalayan.
All the natural elements of Himalaya contributed to the development of this motorcycle in terms of inspiration. It's not only the terrains, it's all about the ambience, it's all about the atmosphere, it's all about the internal feeling, it's all about the honest design philosophy, raw and rugged, simple, clean lines.
Is for people with an adventurous spirit that want to see the world and go places, but it's also for people that want something that's rugged, reliable, robust for urban commuting and everyday use. So the new Himalayan is our first all-terrain, go-anywhere, purpose-designed motorcycle.
The LS 410 stands for long stroke 410, and the long stroke is the Royal Enfield gain. It has unique technology features completely developed from scratch. It will give you a longer service life periods, longer maintainability period. The counterbalancer helps in reducing the vibrations and also gives a very smoother ride when you move into off-road terrain conditions. The low end torque helps you to move through obstacles in a better way.
In the concept phase, we had taken support from long-standing associates, Hatch Performance.
During this test program, we built a mule bike which was highly adjustable.
The first thing we did was lay out the motorcycle geometry, so it's getting an idea of the wheel sizes, the amount of suspension travel you want, the ground clearance that you're looking to achieve. From that, you can then position the engine in the best place to keep the wheelbase as tight as possible and keep the centre of gravity as low as possible. This bike's the first Royal Enfield to have monoshock suspension with linkage.
So while testing the Himalayan on the Chennai racetrack, while most people put a lot of emphasis on the off-road performance of such a motorcycle, it's very important to have really good on-road manners as well.
When it came to off-road capability, we did go to India's finest motorcycle rider, C.S. Santosh, and looped the feedback back into the product.
I find it really interesting to actually test our motorcycles, and I feel it's very important for the leadership to actually get their hands dirty and really understand what the motorcycle is about and make sure that we get it right.
When we were testing the Himalayan, we were looking for a variety of terrain which included smooth roads, broken tarmac, snow, slush, sand, inclines, the works.
After 2 years of development, I think I can safely say that all the team here are really pleased with how the bike's come out. We've tested it under pretty well every condition any prospective owner's going to encounter.
There's a good bond between the rider and the motorcycle, and that's quite essential when you want to go out on a tour, especially to a place like Ladakh. You know, in those valleys, when you're riding and that thumb reverberating through that, it's just a great experience.
The motorcycle has actually been designed with keeping in mind the touring requirements, which means it had to carry luggage. So luggage mounting frame, hard aluminum panniers which are strong enough but light enough, soft luggage frame in the front of the vehicle to allow for extra luggage, which is jerkin. The whole set of gear has gone through as much culture test as the actual motorcycle has gone through.
Stamp of authority came from the Himalayan test. The confidence in the motorcycle is when it crossed all these obstacles and went up to Kadangla.
I feel we've really accomplished what we had wanted, which is to build a motorcycle that was purpose-built to take on the Himalayas.
In the Himalayan, we've created a bike that is as comfortable off-road as it is in the city, giving the opportunity to go anywhere and really enjoy any environmental terrain.
A lot of the things which will help you in adventure touring will actually help you in your daily commute. Suspension travel will help you make your ride plush. Road tires will ensure that you have the kind of grip when you need it, and the maneuverability which will go over rocks will also help you through traffic.
People are now starting to go out a bit more. They want to explore, they want to see more, they want to get out of this rut of daily office life and screens in front of you and living in a nearly artificial world. And they want to actually explore and go out and be free and be singular in their approach. The idea is eventually to find an equilibrium between man, machine and terrain, and I believe we do that with the Himalayas.
We know that there are places in our backyards which we never really venture out to. A bike like the Himalayan is quite an apt tool to discover the world around you which you see and you're curious about but you've always ignored.
So shall we unveil the Himalayan, Claudio?
Only if they want.
Shall we? Let's go, Claudio.
Let's go.
We'll have more time for photographs. Claudio, why don't you tell them a little bit more about the Himalayas?
Yes. Valeu, Arun, obrigado. Vou falar um pouco em português agora para vocês. Com a Himalaia agora aqui no Brasil, essas motos aqui, com certeza a gente vai abrir as portas da Royal Enfield para muitos novos clientes. Clientes esses que aguardavam por uma motocicleta que seja verdadeiramente para aventuras e que hoje não encontravam. A nossa ideia é falar um pouco agora da Himalaia, como o Arun falou. A minha proposta aqui é explicar para vocês o que vocês poderão ver em breve nas motos que a gente já dispôs aí fora. A Himalaia ela conta hoje com um berço duplo, diferente do que a gente tinha na linha, que a gente tinha só na Continental GT. Então ela tem um berço duplo que foi desenvolvido pela Harris Performance na Inglaterra e que faz com que essa motocicleta seja extremamente estável para percorrer terrenos que sejam acidentados, irregulares, e faz com que o motociclista, até os mais inexperientes, se sintam seguros ao pilotá-la. A Himalaia é uma moto forte que mantém a sua estabilidade mesmo com ventos laterais, mesmo em condições de piso com baixa aderência. Pessoalmente, o que eu mais gosto na Himalaia é a sua versatilidade. O modelo tem uma suspensão traseira que ela é monoamortecida com link e permite viagens longas com uma experiência de pilotagem suave, independente do terreno por onde ela percorre. Ela também tem uma possibilidade maior de transporte de carga e a distância de solo de 220 milímetros também é perfeita para quem quer fazer um off-road. Off-road como superar obstáculos de montanhas, terrenos alagados, que também é facilitada com a combinação das rodas. A gente tem rodas de 21 polegadas aqui na frente, que faz com que o motociclista tenha um controle maior sobre rochas, sobre ladeiras, subidas. A altura do solo baixa, são apenas 800 milímetros de altura daqui até o chão, o que a torna acessível para várias pessoas de vários tamanhos. A roda traseira, que tem 17 polegadas, ela permite uma excelente tração, tanto no on quanto no off-road. Importante dizer que o modelo que a gente vai vender no Brasil já vem com ABS nas duas rodas de série. A ergonomia foi totalmente projetada para incentivar e inspirar total confiança em quem pilota essa motocicleta, mesmo para quem faz a primeira viagem, mesmo para quem vai viajar pela primeira vez uma longa viagem. Outra grande vantagem dessa motocicleta é a posição relativa entre o assento, as pedaleiras e o guidão, que faz com que a postura de pilotagem seja uma postura confortável, mesmo para percursos maiores. E é uma moto também que, claro, pode ser usada no percurso urbano. O painel de instrumentos dela é um painel extremamente completo, com uma leitura extremamente facilitada, tanto no diurno como no noturno. Possui indicador de marchas, possui bússola, temperatura, possui os intervalos da revisão e também odômetros parciais. Em suma, é uma motocicleta desenhada para tornar o turismo e de aventura muito mais acessível às pessoas. O design dela, como vocês percebem, é um design espartano, é um design até bruto, mas que ao mesmo tempo não é intimidante. Se vocês olharem, ela possui partes que são basicamente essenciais e funcionais. E como em toda a nossa linha de motocicletas Royal Enfield, a gente garante que a Himalaia tem a usabilidade dela como sendo a prioridade máxima no seu projeto. Ela traz características da sua construção que permite uma autonomia maior do tanque de combustível de 15 litros, pontos de fixação que permitem tanto o transporte de galões como o transporte de malas laterais, alforjes, malas rígidas, que são perfeitas também para longa viagem. A Himalayan, ela conta com um motor que a gente chama LS410, é um motor monocilíndrico de 4 tempos, que traz o característico DNA da Royal Enfield. É um motor de longo curso, que possui uma potência extremamente utilizável em rotações mais baixas, um torque progressivo, que permite uma condução muito facilitada em subidas, em meio ao trânsito. O comando de válvulas, que agora é no cabeçote, oferece torque desde as rotações baixas e médias do motor. Diferente de outros modelos nossos, essa moto possui um eixo de contrabalanço, um contrabalanceiro que diminui os níveis de de vibração do motor, mesmo em altas rotações, o que evita a fadiga do motociclista e proporciona uma pilotagem extremamente confortável e suave. O óleo do motor passa a ser arrefecido a ar, o que torna a eficiência térmica desse motor muito melhor. Foi projetado para, assim como todas as nossas motos, terem uma facilidade na manutenção extrema, com uma excelente eficiência, menos peças móveis, materiais mais modernos. E eu digo hoje, é um modelo que roda hoje 10 mil quilômetros entre as trocas de óleo e 5 mil quilômetros entre as revisões. Arun, agora é com você. Já expliquei um pouco sobre a moto.
Obrigado, Ravi. To sum it up, the Himalayan is an extremely versatile motorcycle designed to be the only one which you would need. I would like to share that before we did the launch in 2016, the Himalayan was tested across terrains, right from racetracks and tarmac, urban conditions, off-road terrain, and in real-world riding conditions in the Himalayas to ensure both off-road and on-road manners were met. Now, I'm sure everybody is waiting to know how much we're going to bring the Royal Enfield to Brazil. But before that, let's take a look at a small film to show the kind of emotions this motorcycle evokes in the rider. Can we have a look at the video, please?
Super versátil, que anda muito bem na rua, no asfalto, tanto na estrada como na cidade. E agora eu estou tendo a oportunidade de andar um pouquinho com ela aqui no off-road. E, é uma moto para você sentar e viajar e dar a volta ao mundo, que ela faz todo tipo de terreno.
A gente rodou 250 km já, saímos de São Paulo, pegamos bastante asfalto, a motoca se comportou super bem. Eu já esperava algum comportamento dinâmico desse tipo, né? Ciclística, agilidade na cidade. Estava curioso para saber como é que ia ser na terra. Ela tem torque, ela tem potência, tem agilidade, tem ciclística, desenvolvida pelo asfalto, beleza. E no off-road pouco que a gente fez, mostrou muito boa suspensão, mostrou o pneu está bem acertadinho com o Brasil, suspensão, curso.
Without further delay and ado, we plan to bring the Himalayan at a price of 18,990 reais in Brazil. You like the price? Obrigado. We're more than happy to take any questions right now. But before that, I'd like to call my colleagues Anuj Dua.